I ain't frustrated the media, I just frustrated people talking shit, and then when they come and see them in shape and different mindset, then they start changing their minds and opinion. I'm like, yo, I have the same energy, bro. I have the same energy. When I'm 118, 120 kilos, I have the same energy, because now I'm light and I look like I'm in shape. Then now everybody's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yo, come on, man. You know, I don't need to be 100% to win some fights, because I'm a fighter, I know what to fight. He's had more amateur fights than me and all of this other shit. You know, he's doing what he's meant to know. And one thing is, he's got the what's the word I'm looking for? The ignorance of inexperience.
But this is one of those fights where I believe in Itauma, Moses. I believe that he is the goods. I'm just unsure whether he's got the goods to beat Dillian Whyte right now. And it's the unknown. And looking how in shape.
Dillian Whyte is not merely here to win, he is here to establish a point. The heavyweight veteran mocked the notion that opinions matter when you haven't sacrificed as much for the sport as he has, and he revealed the brutal truth about his grueling ascent to the top in a severe message to rising star Moses Itauma. How did they arrive here? Backing from TV? Olympic silver medals? No, I got here by risking it all. Whyte growled, remembering the times he was broke and had to sell £1, 200 worth of tickets in order to enter the ring. Itauma relishes the publicity, but Whyte cautions. My entire career has been about fighting to win. Do you believe I've never experienced pressure before? I was born in it. There is no doubt that this is more than a simple battle. It's time to face up.
Opinions don't really matter anymore, bro. You know, opinions don't matter. Listen. How did they get here? Did they win any ABA title? Did they go to the Olympics? Did they have any backing? Did they have any TV station? Did they have any strategic plan to get to world level? No, I got to world level because I took risks. I'm beating guys that was at world level when I was a nobody. You know what I mean? You used to see me come up to the Finch and spar with Derek and other guys that was up there. You understand? And that's how I got here. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, listen, looking back in your debut, like you say, like your debut, you're going back and you're boxing at places like Camden Town, you're boxing on small hall shows, no TV.
Yeah.
That is hard work and dedication.
Selling tickets 2 hours before I'm due to box to make enough money to pay the house fees. You understand? You know, I need like 1,200 quid and I'm 1,120 quid down. I'm trying to hustle the last few tickets, you know what I mean? So yeah.
I mean, do you feel that this is like at this stage of your career is a must-win fight for you?
My whole career has been like that, so it's nothing new. You know, like I said, I come from nothing with no name, no amateur pedigree, no credibility. So my whole career, unfortunately, it's always been like this. You know what I mean? You know, think of one fight that I've had that I've been favoriting. That I've been favorite, or they've probably must win.
Do you like that?
Frank Warren presents the bout between Whyte and Itauma as a high-stakes heavyweight bout, putting the unbeaten 20-year-old sensation against the seasoned veteran. He recognizes Itauma's perfect ascent, but wonders if he's prepared for Whyte's strength, expertise, and capacity to take battles to the extreme. Warren warns, this is a massive jumping class, pointing out that Dillian has a history of defeating top opponents, including Usyk and AJ. Will the young gun be exposed by the body snatcher, or can he withstand real pressure?
It's a massive Riyadh season show, fabulous show, and that's a fabulous fight headline in it. You know, heavyweights are games. It's like we're putting a big heavyweight fight on every month, but it's a brilliant one in as much that there's the new kid on the block who's done everything that's been asked of him up to as yet, 20 years of age, going in with somebody who's got a track record. Everybody knows who he is. And you know, he's got plenty of experience, and if he can and will he take him into the latter rounds of a fight, it's going to be an interesting fight.
From the outset, look, Moses is going to be a heavy favourite, but how much of a jump in class and pedigree is this from his previous fight?
It's such a big jump because, you know, Dillian's not an idiot, isn't he? He fancies the fight, and his people fancy it. This is a big jump for him. You know, he's as I say, he's done everything up to now that's been asked of him. But you know, there's that question mark about what happens if he goes into the later rounds. I mean, he has gone the distance once, but I'm talking about with somebody who doesn't fiddle around to, you know, to get through the, you know, to mess you around to take you for it. Somebody who actually would like to get him in the latter rounds and is capable of knocking people over. He's a puncher. You've seen him do it, and he's done it with world-class fighters. He's done it with Usyk, Chisora fights. AJ, he's done it with him.
The man who helped Dillian Whyte win an interim world title and 11 consecutive victories, Mark Tibs, recently made a shocking revelation. He has the experience, but the wear and tear, that's the actual opponent. Whyte hasn't been trained by Tibs since 2019, and he acknowledges that he would be surprised if the body snatcher resurfaced against Moses Itauma, a 20-year-old KO machine. I would adore seeing the former Dillian. But that lion child, he is famished. Is Whyte still capable of fighting one more war? Or is this the night the veteran finally loses it?
This is a massive fight for Dillian. He's been at the top. He's been interim world champion before, and he's mixed with the top guys up there, and he's handled himself with them guys. I was around him for 11 unbeaten fights, and as I say, world interim champion #1. But I think there's a little bit of wear and tear. Only I'm not judging him, but I ain't seen him or been around him for since the Marius Wack fight. But I can only assume because I'm a trainer and I know people in the boxing game and how they bloody well feel, etc. But I'd be very, very surprised if I'd love to see a fresh Dillian Whyte on Saturday night. I'd love to see a fresh Dillian Whyte, because he's certainly got a fresh young lion in Moses Itauma.
Adam Smith of Sky Sports cautions that Dillian Whyte's victory in this fight is crucial. The body snatcher's illustrious career may come to a brutal end if he is overwhelmed by Moses Itauma, a 20-year-old sensation. Smith responds, "Don't count him out." What happens when the young lion finally takes a real shot? Whyte's granite chin, fight IQ, and that nuclear left hook could reveal Itauma's unproven durability. Itauma is immediately considered for the world title if he wins spectacularly. However, what if he gives in to Whyte's pressure? End of game.
And if he does get that and say wins late with a little bit of something going slightly askew during the fight, maybe 1 or 2 rounds he loses and he comes back to win, that'll also tell us something and we'll tick boxes. But for me, I think it's all about those first 9-12 minutes. And if Itauma is explosive and gets him out of there, he's going to be knocking on the door for the world heavyweight title, and that's held by Usyk, and His Excellency wants to see that. I think that's too soon.
It's relatively early in Moses' career. He's only had 12 fights. So I sort of feel if he loses the fight, it doesn't really harm his career. For Dillian Whyte, if he loses, do you think that'll be the end of it?
Potentially. Dillian is the sort of guy, I spoke to him a few weeks back. He wants to fight everybody. He doesn't mind who he goes in the ring with. He's just a terrific stalwart of British boxing. He's been fantastic in great fights, and I think if he gets blown away, I think he'll have to look at it seriously. He's made money over the years. He's a sensible guy, and I think that he'll probably know, but don't count him out, because Dillian can punch. That left hook is dangerous. We haven't seen Moses in any sort of trouble, really, during those amateur and professional fights. So if he does get into trouble, how's he going to react? Because Dillian will fancy he'll be too experienced, too smart, too hardened for Itauma.
Derek Chisora recently disclosed that he turned down a £2 million offer from Saudi Arabia to fight Moses Itauma. Bro, why are you taking this fight? I asked Dillian over the phone. This child is on fire. There's no light at the end of this tunnel for Whyte. Moses is bad news, cautions Del Boy. Chisora says Itauma's unrelenting ascent won't be halted and predicts a vicious early knockout. Dillian isn't making it through 4 rounds. Is the body snatcher's time running out? Or will the world be shocked by Whyte's savage experience?
I had a phone call a couple of weeks ago. They offered me to fight Moses Itauma in Saudi. I said, how much? He said, 2 million. I said, nah, I'm out. I even phoned Dylan. I was like, Dylan, I don't know why you're taking this fight, because this kid is on fire right now. And he's getting better and better. It's not like he's going backwards, he's going forward.
One of the reasons he is taking it is that Moses is WBO #1 at the moment, so that there's some kind of light at the end of the tunnel for Dillian taking that
Ain't
fight.
no light at the end of that tunnel.
I agree with you. I think Moses. I don't think Dillian gets beyond 4 or 5 rounds.
You're crazy. Yeah. There's no light at the end of that tunnel. That kid is no. You mad? No way. Even Lawrence Okoli said Moses is bad.
Before fight night, Ben Davidson, the man responsible for Moses Itauma's ascent, sends a terrifying message. Dillian Whyte isn't just fighting a prospect. He's filling the void with a unique talent that is bound for greatness. The 20-year-old sensation has tools that no heavyweight has ever had, so Davidson laughs when critics question Itauma's limited number of top-level bouts. The goal of the timing is to demonstrate that Itauma is a different animal than Whyte, not to catch him on the decline.
Moses?
I think it's a good name in terms of it being at the right time. I don't think the timing is too much of a factor. I don't think Moses needs to catch anybody at a certain point in their career or anything like that.
Why is that?
Because I think he's good enough. I think he's plenty good enough. I think he's a generational talent, and I think it's going to take time for everybody to see that. But I think everybody can see that he has the potential.
Can you tell that, even though he's not been in against the levels that determine those outcomes? Because he's been in against various levels, and obviously a lot's made of the performance against Dempsey McKean, lots made of the performance against Marius Wack. I don't know how impressed I was against the Balogun performance, because to me it looked like a guy that wasn't anywhere near his level. But as a trainer, can you already make that sort of claim and go, forget about it, this is a generational talent, even though he hasn't been in against the levels?
Yeah, there's still things to be done to, you still have to go out there and do the things to be that, and to be able to claim that that is what you are. But obviously I get a chance to see him a lot more in the gym than everybody else does. And I know that there isn't much, if ever, been a heavyweight that has the capabilities that he's got.
Frazer Clark, an Olympic medalist, thinks Moses Itauma will annihilate Dillian Whyte before he even beats him. Clark questions whether the young KO artist might become overly excited for his first big headliner, saying he's a man for the occasion and he'll want to make a statement. Here's the contentious twist, though. He's only fighting the name, not prime Dillian. Given Whyte's recent setbacks, will a brutal Itauma stoppage truly demonstrate his superiority, or merely validate that he defeated a fading legend? There's no doubt that Saturday night won't be coming.
I think he's going to blast him out of there.
Yeah, I think it goes early. I think I don't know Moses personally. I've spoke to him a few times, but I think he's definitely a man for the occasion. And I do think, with him being a headliner, I hope he doesn't get too excited and not do his usual job. But I think he wanted to make a statement, and I think he's well capable of doing that.
Are we going to learn more? Because we're saying that Dillian Whyte has had his better days. Yeah. His most recent performance wasn't particularly impressive, was it?
Against Ebenezer Tete.
Yeah, who you beat, yes. Yeah. And he made a bit more hard work of it than people anticipated. So do we get to learn more about Moses then, if he's going in against Dillian, which on paper, people go, if he blasts Dillian Whyte out in 2-3 rounds, no, there's no holding him. But are we going to get a true reflection of that, but given the fact that we think Dillian Whyte is on the downside, on the downslope?
Well, he's not fighting the boxer. He's fighting the name. It's the name of Dillian Whyte.
That's my point.
That's what we're getting out of this from Moses. That's what I think personally.
Yeah,
Dillian is going to have other ideas in his head. He's going to do his best to cause an upset. Now, no one's saying he can't do it. The guy can hit like a truck. What I'm telling you is the odds are stacked massively against him. Young, sharp, heavy hitting, good boxing ability, hungry and wanting to prove everyone that, all this hype is not for no reason. It's a dangerous fight.
A genuine heavyweight fighter, Dillian the Body Snatcher Whyte was forged in the furnace of vicious battles against top opponents. Whyte has a 30-3, 21 KOs professional record and has fought the best in the division, including Alexander Povetkin, Tyson Fury, and Anthony Joshua. Whyte, who began his career grinding through small hall shows before establishing himself as a mainstay in world-level fights, earned his stripes the hard way. He is known for his granite chin, crushing left hook, and unrelenting pressure. His wins over Oscar Rivas, Derek Chisora twice, and Joseph Parker cemented his status as a dangerous gatekeeper to the top tier of the division. Whyte, who is 35 years old, is a live underdog due to his experience and durability, but concerns remain regarding his endurance and wear and tear following battles with the biggest names in the sport. Moses Itauma, 12-0, 10 KOs, is already being heralded as Britain's next heavyweight superstar at the young age of 20. Itauma, a renowned amateur who entered the professional ranks with extremely high expectations, combines impressive power with surprisingly high technical skill for his age. He has been compared to a young Mike Tyson due to his rapid knockout streak, which includes 7 first-round finishes. Critics counter that he hasn't yet been put to the test, citing his shaky victory over veteran Mariusz Wach as his most notable achievement. Itauma, who was trained by renowned coach Ben Davidson, exudes the self-assurance of a generational talent, but Saturday is his first significant advancement. Will the hype train fall apart under the bright lights, or can he handle Whyte's strength and experience? The world of boxing is about to learn. This Saturday is a turning point, not just another battle. For Dillian Whyte, the goal is to demonstrate that his years of combat haven't sapped his vitality, and that he still belongs among the elite. It's the perfect audition for Moses Itauma. When the stakes are high, can a phenomenon with boundless potential truly win out? The legacy of one man is at stake, while the first true chapter of the other's legend is still to come. Don't miss the clash between modern dominance and old-school grit. Who are you supporting? Watch heavyweight history unfold this weekend by leaving your prediction in the comments section. Will the body snatcher stifle the excitement, or will youth triumph over experience?